Clara, a woman of logic and reason, scoffed at ghost stories. She dismissed them as mere figments of overactive imaginations. So when she purchased the old Victorian apartment building rumoured to be haunted, she did so with a pragmatic mind and a dismissive smile. The building was a steal, its eerie reputation keeping potential buyers at bay. Clara saw not a haunted house, but an investment opportunity. She moved in on a crisp autumn afternoon, the air thick with the scent of decaying leaves and the promise of a coming chill. The previous occupants had left in a hurry, leaving behind furniture and belongings scattered as if frozen in time. Clara paid it no mind. She set about putting the apartment to rights, her practicality overriding any sense of unease that lingered in the air. As she unpacked boxes, her gaze fell upon a large, ornately framed mirror propped against the far wall. It was a beautiful piece, its silver tarnished with age, the glass clouded with a patina of time. Intrigued, Clara moved towards it, her fingers tracing the intricate carvings on its frame. Little did she know this seemingly innocuous antique would become her obsession and perhaps her undoing. Clara decided the mirror would be the centerpiece of her living room. She heaved it into place above the fireplace, the old wood creaking under its weight. As she stepped back to admire her handiwork, she noticed something peculiar. The reflection staring back at her seemed different, older, sadder, with a haunted look in its eyes. Shaking off the unsettling feeling, Clara attributed it to the play of light and shadow in the dimly lit room. She busied herself with unpacking, yet she couldn't help but steal glances at the mirror. It was as if it held a strange allure, drawing her in with its clouded depths. As the days passed, Clara found herself spending more and more time in front of the mirror. She would sit for hours, lost in contemplation, her gaze fixed on her reflection. It was as if she was searching for something, a hidden truth or a forgotten memory within the silvered depths. But what she found was something far more unsettling. The once empty apartment began to feel crowded. Clara heard whispers in the dead of night, soft murmurs that seemed to emanate from the walls themselves. Shadows danced at the edge of her vision, fleeting glimpses of movement that vanished as quickly as they appeared. Doors creaked open and slammed shut with no apparent cause. Clara, ever the pragmatist, tried to rationalize these occurrences. She blamed drafts, old pipes, and her own overactive imagination. But deep down, a seed of doubt began to sprout. The house felt alive, pulsating with an unseen energy that sent shivers down her spine. One evening, as she sat reading by the fire, a cold spot settled over her. The air grew heavy, charged with an oppressive atmosphere that made it difficult to breathe. Clara looked up, her gaze drawn instinctively towards the mirror. That's when she saw it. A flicker of movement just beyond her reflection. A fleeting glimpse of something dark and undefined. That night, sleep offered no escape. Clara found herself plagued by vivid nightmares. She dreamt she was trapped within the mirror, her reflection staring back at her with a malevolent grin. The air was heavy, suffocating, and no matter how hard she struggled, she couldn't break free. She woke with a gasp, her heart pounding in her chest. The room was dark, the only sound the steady tick-tock of the grandfather clock in the hallway. Clara tried to shake off the lingering dread from her dream, but the feeling persisted, clinging to her like a shroud. She got out of bed and walked towards the window, hoping to catch a glimpse of the rising sun. As she passed the mirror, she noticed something strange. Her reflection was gone, replaced by a swirling vortex of darkness that seemed to beckon her closer. Clara stumbled back, her mind reeling, her senses overwhelmed by a sudden surge of terror. Clara watched in horrified fascination as a figure began to emerge from the swirling darkness. It was her, or rather a twisted spectral version of her. The figure's eyes glowed with an eerie light, and a cruel smile played upon its lips. "Who are you?" Clara whispered, her voice trembling. The figure stepped out of the mirror and glided towards her, its feet not seeming to touch the ground. "I am you!" the apparition hissed, its voice a chilling echo of Clara's own. "Or rather, I am what you fear most." Terror threatened to consume Clara, but she stood her ground, her gaze locked on the spectral being before her. "What do you want?" she managed to stammer. The figure smiled, a slow, predatory stretching of its lips that sent shivers down Clara's spine. "This house is mine," it hissed, its voice laced with menace. "And now so are you." Clara lunged for the door, but the spectral figure was faster. It darted forward, its cold, ethereal hand clamping over her mouth, stifling her scream. Clara struggled against its grasp, her heart pounding against her ribs, her mind racing. The room seemed to spin, the walls closing in around her. The spectral figure's grip tightened, its touch draining the warmth from her body. Clara felt herself growing weaker, her vision fading. Then, as suddenly as it began, it was over. The spectral figure vanished, along with Clara, leaving behind only an eerie silence. The mirror hung above the fireplace, its surface reflecting nothing but the empty room. The disappearance of Clara sent shockwaves through the community. Police investigated, neighbours gossiped, but no trace of her was ever found. The apartment remained empty, shrouded in an unsettling silence that whispered of unspeakable horrors. Some whispered of the building's dark history, of the previous occupants who had met with untimely ends. They spoke of a malevolent entity trapped within the mirror, feeding on the souls of the living. Others dismissed such talk as superstition, clinging to more rational explanations. They speculated about foul play, a robbery gone wrong, a desperate attempt to disappear and start anew. The mirror, however, remained. It hung in the living room, a silent sentinel to the tragedy that had unfolded within its reflection. Potential buyers, drawn by the low price of the apartment, would tour the space, their gazes inevitably drawn to the ornate frame above the fireplace. They would stand before it, a sense of unease settling over them as they looked into its depths. Some claimed to see fleeting images, shadowy figures that danced at the edge of their vision. Others felt a cold spot, a sudden drop in temperature that sent shivers down their spines. None, however, dared to purchase the apartment. The mirror's dark reputation preceded it, a chilling reminder of the fate that had befallen its previous owner. Years passed and the story of Clara's disappearance faded into local legend. The apartment building stood empty, a testament to the enduring power of fear and the mysteries that lie hidden in plain sight. The haunted mirror, as it came to be known, remained a chilling reminder that some things are best left undisturbed. To this day, some say that if you stand before the mirror on a moonless night and whisper Clara's name 3 times, you might catch a glimpse of her reflection, trapped forever within its silvered depths. A haunting reminder that some disappearances are destined to remain unsolved, forever shrouded in mystery and fear.